Now, with midlife women, why, like, we start kind of avoiding sex in general. Not all of us, but I'm just going to sort of give a sweeping generalization. And there seem to be a lot of reasons why women can be avoiding sex in midlife. With what you see and the women you're talking to, what are those main reasons?
Well, you just open a whole like can of
Pandora.
worms there, sister. But I'm gonna answer this as a physician and as a midlife woman.
Okay.
But let's be honest. Number one, wanting to sleep is not the same as avoiding sex. Right? So, like, I mean, the thing is, we are juggling our kid. I mean, probably you and I at this point in our life now, because our kids are older, is the first time we're rested enough where we're actually thinking about sex again. So,
Totally.
first of all, I think it's just a matter of, in many points in my life, given the option of sex or sleep, I'm going to choose sleep. I am exhausted. Like,
Yeah.
so that's one thing. The second thing is also when we're so busy, and I think women in general, we take care of other people. Like, you're not feeling at the top of your game when you're not going to gym on time, or like you haven't, cleaned up the hair situation down there,
Totally.
things that aren't making you feel hot. And the reality is the last time you bought lingerie was like 1982.
Oh my
So
gosh. I just did a whole episode with the new Stepford woman, and she was saying how like her underwear was from Costco. Like she had 8 pairs from 15 years ago that were like prison underwear.
right. I mean, so it's like it's like it's set up for failure. I mean, the whole
Uh,
situation. And then, we have like media and all these things like that make us think like, well, gee, you should just get in the mood. No, that's not what happens. It's like all of a sudden, like a hot flash, it takes your body over. It's like all of a sudden, like getting in the mood takes you over. It's really more situational, which is why, like, we talk about vacation sex. It's like, I need to have time to relax, a nice dinner. I've actually like groomed myself from head to toe. Now I'm ready to get laid. It's
and sometimes I'm like, oh, like sometimes after sex, I'm like, I really don't want to take a shower, but I feel kind of like gross, and I don't think I'm
right.
gonna be able to sleep through the night just like feeling like dirty and gross. So then
Right.
I'm like, I'm not having sex because I don't even want to
Like, so,
shower.
and I want to take a shower.
Yeah, and like it's too much work. And like last night, like we just moved to this new house. I don't even have a lock on my door. And then my daughter walks in at like 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, what are you doing in here? Like we're sleeping, but I'm like, I could have been doing something else. And she's like, I need cotton balls. I'm like, are you joking? Like, what's happening here? So it's like, even though my kids are teenagers, it's like they're still in the house.
Of course. Well, and it's not like, so, I live in a place where the houses are very close together.
Uh huh.
Right. And so there's something about having to intentionally muffle yourself, or, it's just, you're not just
Totally.
like totally letting loose. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, sex in the bathroom, hurry up. And now I'm like, we don't have any window coverings. It's like everything's like a
Right.
thing. You know what I mean? Like everything. And my husband's like, Sarah, you come up with an excuse for everything. He's like, in college, you'd be like, I can't have sex right now. I'm thinking about graduate school. And he's like, what does graduate school have to do with having sex right now on a Thursday in college? I'm like, I don't know. My mind is somewhere else,
It's hard for them to, like, because men don't really multitask a lot. Like,
Yeah.
we can have sex and actually think about like when the laundry has to be put away and everything else. And like, which is probably also why, and we'll talk about like this whole like deficit and orgasm for women, but it's very different. So I do think it's important to specify. I don't know that women are always avoiding sex versus it's just not convenient.
Well, it's not convenient, but I also think there are some issues like a lot of women in midlife, or at least my friends and myself, it's like UTI land.
For sure.
And it's like, oh, I have a UTI. My husband's like, do you have a UTI every fucking month? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. No.
Well, yeah, because we have sex once a month. So I
Yes,
get a
exactly.
UTI.